How's everybody doing out there? So what my plan is, I had a YouTube channel for a couple of years, and since then, they actually canceled me. So what I'm going to do is give a few minutes to everybody, see if we can get some people in here. So I figured I'd come back to YouTube and try it out. Still waiting on some viewers. Well, I'm going to go forward with this, and it will be on a recorded show. Should show up in a couple of hours. What I want to talk about is what I'm going to do with my upcoming show in the future is to talk about the few things that a lot of people want to know. Nesara Gesara, silver, news about Trump. And we're going to have discussions with these lives. And if you're interested and you'd like to be part of the show, I can send you a link. And if you want to be a guest on the show, if that's something you're interested in, you will find my email address in the description. And that will, I would send you a link and we would actually discuss, do like a meet and greet prior to that. That way, I'll know who you are. You'll know who I am. A little more information, a little more detail. Along with we can get to know each other a little bit. I have a few people that want to sit in, and it's not confirmed 100%, but we should be able to do a couple of decent shows with crypto, possible silver. Some are asking to do a, flat Earth. We'll see how that goes. How about we get right into it? What the description or the title shows is Phil Godlewski, Nesara Gesara, silver prices, and the stock market. Now, we'll start with Phil because I watched him for about a year. So about a year ago, I stopped watching because, my opinion, he never stated anything that actually became true. Now, if you have something that you can point to that he has stated that has come true. Now, when I was watching Phil's show, he talked about silver going to $100,000. Obviously, being $25 on the trading scale right now, silver is nowhere near $100,000. He's stated many times Trump would be back way before an election, and it would not take an election for Trump to be reinstated. And obviously that hasn't happened. Since then, with coming out with silver going to $100,000, Phil has a master plan where short time later of making that statement, he started his own Phil Silver. And you can go and buy, and it's, some say it's a pyramid type situation where you get people under you and you make money. So if since then he's started to sell cable. Let's call it cable. It's a streaming service. You get in, you get onto the show, then you can make excellent money off of people below you. I don't understand how that works, but it sounds like a pyramid scheme as well. Now, pretty much all of his shows, also another reason why I stopped watching. He had, let's see, pretty much when he starts his show, he would actually give a sales pitch for something he's got his fingers into. I'm not the only one that's disgruntled about that. Many of his followers are as well. Another thing that Phil is very good with, and that's why another reason, I mean, there's many reasons why I stopped watching him. The intel would be the main reason. But Phil will send out notice on his Telegram that he's going to have a live just about every time that live is canceled. Almost every time. And then some of his, I think he calls them rapid fire, where someone can ask a question. I think that's what it is, rapid fire. Well, someone was asking a question. Have you ever lied to us? And he says, yeah, I lied to you. Sometimes it's because the intel isn't ready. Or I didn't have a good reason to cancel the live that I could tell you about. So I would just say there's a issue with the equipment. Myself, I understand equipment issues. That's because most of my equipment is old. The only thing new is my mic. Phil has many $1-million homes. For him to have some equipment like I have, there's no way. For Phil to have equipment that isn't high end, is shocking. Same thing goes with his internet connections everywhere he goes. Everywhere he goes is a terrible internet connection. That's a big one for him that he uses. Again, that's just nonstop lies, my opinion, but that is just an opinion. And in the future, if you'd like to leave a comment, let me know. Let me know what he's actually stated that's actually come true. I know some in the past have told me, well, he said that the queen was going to die. She was old. She was going to die. He was going to get lucky once. Where's all the good stuff that he keeps stating? This is going to happen. What about John Podesta? That's one of the individuals that we need contained. However you want to put it. I don't want to say anything other than that because I'm not trying to get anybody to go and take someone out. So I'm going to say contained. John Podesta should not be walking the streets. So I'm going to play something for you. I'm going to play a couple of things. This one of Phil Godlewski is where he's having a staff meeting. Must be when he was back selling homes or whatever. And he's telling you exactly who Phil really is. That's how I take it. So after I stopped watching and I had some shows on Rumble, that's where I went after my YouTube channel went down, I found out that there was someone bringing out and then pointing out how Phil lies. One was very funny. Someone actually stated that Phil doesn't have any way to speak Mandarin, or he doesn't speak Mandarin. And he's telling, on, hey, Carrie, I could speak Mandarin, blah, blah, blah. And someone that he's interviewing or having a conversation with, they're asking him to say Phil, I think it was, in Mandarin. And he pauses the person that's asking the question is thinking that he's going to go on Google and type in how to speak Mandarin, Phil in Mandarin. And it makes sense because he paused a long, long time. And he never answered the question. So then, in one of his lives, he came out and said he didn't say that. Whatever. There's just a lot of stuff like that. So let me get this going. And hopefully you'll see what I've seen.
Our agents are not other agents from other companies. Our agents are going to do things the right way, and we're going to be wildly successful when we do them. So if that sounds brash, okay, maybe you don't belong here if that sounds brash. But this is what we do here. Yeah, go ahead, lie. I've done this so many times before in the past, many years of my career. Lie to them if you're a new agent. I know this process. I've been very well trained on it. I blah, blah, blah. Say what you got to say, right? Get them in the door. And it's the only way to get in front of Classic next year. And a cold ball in 2020.
See what I'm saying? It is what it is, but that's why I no longer follow, and that's why many no longer follow. He has never, in my opinion, come forward with what he calls intel and has become true. I'm talking big. The big stuff he's talked about. Podesta arrest, or proof that Hillary Clinton is no longer on Earth, that she is gone, even though we see her in interviews and stuff, especially lately. Trump has not been reinstated. He said that over a year ago, I'm going to say it was last 2022 summer, where he said the Supreme Court has already overruled or ruled in the favor of Donald Trump, stating that he is the true president. Now, I will say this. Do I believe there's a president and then there's a commander in chief? Yes. Do I believe Donald Trump is the commander in chief, but he's playing behind the scenes? Yes. And this is my experience, I don't know if this is the fact. When Donald Trump was leaving the White House, Joe Biden supposedly going to move into the White House, Donald Trump went to the airport on Marine One, had a conversation with the media, and then left. But he left on Air Force One. And from what I understand, you do not leave on Air Force One if you're no longer the president. You're not allowed. And again, if someone has a statement for that, if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But that's the way I understand it. They also played Hail to the Chief and had a 21 gun salute. Some state that is that was like an inauguration for the president at that point. I don't believe that. But so moving forward, I have a couple other things that I'd like to share that should have make you understand more about Joe Biden and his administration. Okay.
2 years ago, my unit deployed to Afghanistan for the Afghanistan withdrawal. We spent a few weeks over there. It was hectic, it was chaotic, it was disgusting, and it made me very disappointed in our government. Today, I'm reminded of how disappointed I am in our government. Go to turn in my gear, they want to charge me $500 to $1,000 for gear that I was ordered to leave in Afghanistan 2 years ago. There wasn't any room for extra gear or extra weight. Therefore, we were told to leave it. We're like, no, this stuff is expensive. I'm not leaving this. I'm going to get charged for this when it comes time to leave. Don't worry. We're going to catch you on the back end. We'll flipple it. No.
So the Biden administration is charging soldiers for the gear that they ordered them to leave in Afghanistan. Man, these people are monsters.
That's the kind of administration we have. We all know it. Now, we saw what type of administration we got when many soldiers were killed on that evacuation of Afghanistan. It is pathetic of what this administration has done to this country. Our borders are not secure. Our borders are wide open. The questioning of Mayorkas, and he's just sitting there with a smug look and won't answer the questions. They asked him if he believes we have a secure border, if we have a protected border, and he just filibusters the whole thing. That is pathetic as well. Someone like that should be removed. Now, the evidence that Congress has against Joe Biden and the Biden crime family. That information has been proven. The shell companies have been proven. Also, other than the transfer of monies through these shell corporations, that is all the business that is being done. They have enough proof to at least have the military take over the government until further investigation is done or an impeachment is taking place. Because Joe knows they're on to him. He could be doing anything. He can be doing all sorts of things that he hasn't already done. Conflicts between other countries, pulling the trigger on a nuke weapon. How is this something that we shouldn't be taking him out of position and military taking over? This is what should be happening. Obviously, my opinion. What they are doing, slow rolling it. Okay, I have more. Here we go.
The Bronx is the bluest of New York City's boroughs, and the only borough with a Hispanic majority. President Biden got 83% of the vote here in 2020. But now the Biden campaign is seeing polls coming out saying President Trump is gaining traction with voters of color, even younger voters. So I came to the Bronx to put a face on the numbers, and I was shocked by what I heard on the streets. Do you think that President Biden is doing a good job with the economy?
No, he's not doing nothing.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Was he doing a good job? Yes or no?
No. I can see we're all gonna be in the streets homeless.
Biden and his press secretary said that prices are going down. Is that your experience or is that not true?
No, that is definitely not true. Prices are definitely going up. I used to go across the streets of Florida to go get me a meal. I can't even get me a meal because I get $20.
Minority communities, we're not seeing the improvement. There's inflation with everything: food, gas, insurance prices. I mean, you name it.
Bidenomics is not working. It's just a complete mess. It's a disaster. Especially here in New York City, we're feeling it very hard.
You could say anything to Biden right now, who says that the economy is improving, especially in Black and brown communities. What would you say to him?
That's lies. I believe that's lies. Heavy lies on that, for sure.
Do you think that somebody else besides Biden should be president?
Yeah,
Next time.
Of course. Bring back Trump.
Tell me why.
We have money. We have money when Trump was president. Free my son Trump. Free my son Trump. Trump 2024, everybody. Trump 2023.
That's crazy. And we're here in the Bronx.
I'm gonna vote for Trump if he runs because I feel like it was much better when he was here financially for everybody, not just me, for everybody.
I'm definitely voting for Donald Trump. He made sure we had money in our pockets. He was for the people. He made sure we had what we needed. I feel like everything will go back to how it was. I mean, ever since he's out of office, everything's declined.
When Trump was president, my life was good. Economical wise, I was doing so much better.
They're saying it's going to be Biden Trump, so who will you vote for?
Oh, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna have to go for Trump. Sorry.
I'm gonna go for Trump. Trump. Always Trump.
Here, let me see. Who are you voting for?
Trump.
Feeling the pain of price hikes is one thing, but the show of open support for former President Donald J. Trump on the streets of the Bronx was very surprising. And it's the sort of thing that has Biden campaign strategists looking very carefully at the messaging around Bidenomics as we get closer to 2024.
So again, we know what happened in 2020. At least I do. Now, they say that voters of color have only just come on. No way. I believe that this all began in 2016. They saw a difference At least they believed that they would see a difference with Trump being president. I guess we're going to see what's going to happen, because will there be an election in 2024? Even if there is, and what is going on in the past, or what has gone on in the past, hasn't been fixed, and that's the elections. There won't be a clean election. Let me see if I can pull up some more information for you.
Reporting for the
Definitely something good here.
Us that the videotapes of Cassidy Hutchinson, the ones where she's now changing her testimony through the errata, that they are missing, they are gone?
That is true. I can confirm that. And all of the videotapes of all depositions are gone. Again, we found out about this early in the investigation when I received a call from someone who was looking for some information off one of the videotapes. And we started searching and we had none. I wrote a letter to Benny Thompson asking for them, and he confirmed that they did not preserve those tapes. He didn't feel that they had to, but according to House rules, you have to preserve any data and information and documents that are used in an official proceeding, which they did. They actually aired portions of these tapes on their televised hearings, which means they had to keep those, but yet he chose not to. I believe they exist somewhere. We've just got to find where all these videos are. And here's why it's so important. Even with Cassidy Hutchins, people have asked, why do you need the videos? You've got written transcripts. Well, when you've got someone like Cassidy who is significantly changing her testimony, I want to see what her body language is when she gave her original testimony. I want to see what her voice inflection is. Was she very confident in what she was saying at that time, but then later decided to change it? This is why it's so important that we have those videotapes, and I believe that's probably why we don't have them.
Again, more corruption.
Hey, this is the last thing you're ever going to need to buy.
Bearskin tactical hoodie. Bearskin.
My apologies on that. Okay. So I'm going through some new software as well. I wanted a different streaming software. And I'm just trying to figure it out as I go. This is like I said, this is my first live since coming back to YouTube. This one here is an old channel that I've had for quite a few years. Not as old as the one I had prior that was deleted by YouTube. But so in the future, again, if you're interested in having a discussion about something and you don't want to leave it in the comments, send me an email. You'll find my email in the description. And if you want to sit in as a guest and you want to talk about those things, let me know. This is something that we have to all do. And that's why I do this show. We need to talk about it. We need to talk about what's going on. Can't talk about certain things, but if you send me your ideas, I can let you know if there's something that we can put on. So I wanted to say thank you, and I do appreciate you stopping in. Please hit the like, share, subscribe button to try to get this channel up and running. Unfortunately, nobody was on the live today, but it will be on a recorded show. Try to have a great rest of your day. God bless America. God bless everybody.